Motion to open the meeting. Jim makes the motion. Billy seconds it. All those in favor? Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we moved forward and agreed to borrow $85,000 from the bank. Okay, but our attorney says we have to do a few other things, such as pass a resolution, all right, that we intend to borrow $85,000, okay, for the sewer budget, for the sewer things that are needed out there. So we have to pass this resolution and all these rules we have to follow, which we've done before. We actually did this when we borrowed money for the UV system, okay, down in the sewer treatment plant. We did this resolution process.
Did this repay what the water district to from the loan they borrowed? Which way did that money come out? Did it come from the water?
Water, and this 85,000 will repay, okay, the water district, which we owe $30,000, okay? Later on, I'm looking so we can get through this, all right, borrowing some more money from water. But when we borrow the 85,000, okay, the 38 is gonna go back to water, okay? And the balance we're gonna use in sewer. Right? So that's the plan. So the way this whole process works, if and when the board passes resolution number 33, all right, it starts a 30-day clock, okay, in which the public can ask for documents about what we're going to do, all right, and if they want to, they can actually start a petition, okay, which could possibly say, well, we have to put this off until we have a public vote, okay, so that starts, okay, anytime during the 30 days. And there's a second document that Jill has to put, all right, it's the last page. If the board passes this tonight, then we had to put this notice of adoption of resolution subject to permissive referendum. So she'll put that in the paper within 10 days, and when 30 days passes, if there's no issues, okay, then we can borrow the money. I've already made plans with the bank, all right, that on or about September 17th, 18th, we'll have all the legal paperwork done, and then we can borrow the money. So the bank knows that we have to go through this process. As we get closer to the end of the 30 days, I'll make sure the lawyer gets all the legal paperwork done.
Our 30 days starts upon approval, or when it goes into the paper?
Approval tonight, okay?
Yep.
Tomorrow starts the clock, day one, okay? Then that starts the clock, then it has to be in the newspaper within 10 days
Okay.
from tonight, okay? But the whole process is a 30-day process. Any questions?
No.
Are we taking out enough money? I'm lost here at number 5. I see that we want to borrow 85,000 to the sewer budget, but then it says we want to approve a loan for additional 10 to 12,000 from water to sewer. Are we borrowing more money from water to sewer and then having to pay that back in addition to the 85,000? Because the money right now is going to sewer, that would be 85,000. We're paying back water. We're not supposed to be moving money back and forth unless we have it to pay. I'm just looking at the agenda here on that bottom part.
Oh, that.
I don't see how that can, or why that would. We weren't supposed to really take the money out unless we had it. And that looks like we want to do it again for another 10 to 12?
No. And then
Okay,
it's separate issue. These are separate issues, okay? So since we're not gonna get the money right away, I need more money to pay the bills for the next month. So even though I said 10 to 12, I carefully looked at that number, okay, 3 or 4 times. I'll be asking to transfer just
okay.
8,000, okay? But when we get the 85, we will repay water, the 30,000 that we've already moved, plus the 8 that's here. So we'll repay water, 38,000 from the 85.
So I'm assuming we would default on loans if we didn't get this loan, like on bills, which is the reason we're at.
Yes, that's what we're doing. Since this is pushed out another month, so I had to look at payroll, I had to look at the electric bill, all right? Any other bills that might come up, okay? So
Will all of the $85,000 be used, or is that a contingency to get us through the end of the year, and then whatever's left over would be returned? Have you spent the whole 85,000? That's what I'm asking. 838's going back to.
That's hopefully more than what we need,
Okay,
okay? It's not gonna be to the penny, okay? I'd like to think there's gonna be something left over,
okay.
okay? Because what's gonna happen, all right, is that the water and sewer fees will go out in late September. So we'll have revenue coming in October, okay? Both in the water budget and the sewer budget. Because people pay their bills twice a year for both water and sewer usage. So there'll be revenue coming in October, okay? Which will be anywhere between $30,000 and $35,000.
I think we already talked about, we can pay the loan off early without any penalties, right? So if we don't use all of 85,000, we get the other stuff, we could get it close to zero by the end of the year.
We could.
Unless something happens.
Unless we
catastrophic.
want to do that, okay? I don't know if we want to do that, because we could roll it over and we'd have a reserve going into the next year. We'll see how much is left, okay, when December comes.
Jimmy, Billy, any questions?
No, I've already asked this question, the same one that you've already asked.
I got one question is, few people I've talked to, and me and Jimmy talked about it too, and I talked to Chad, and I thought, they say the highway never paid the sewer and water back, the 70,000 for the dump. I'd like to see if we can go back and audit the thing and see if they did. If they've got so much money, they can kick it back to the water.
Yeah. You know, I felt the same way, okay, and I even had our Danielle Susi, okay, I thought that wasn't paid in 2024, it was.
Was it?
It was, okay? But I'll dig it up and I'll show it to you.
Okay, yeah, that.
We gotta go back and look at our records in 2024. I thought at one time, that maybe that never happened, but the numbers are there, okay, where it was repaid.
Have we posted, the water thing to sell that and for the money,
No,
100?
no, I haven't gotten it yet. I haven't gotten it. I think the first step in all of that would be, we've got to have the survey done to cut the 10 acres out so it stays within the gravel pit, okay? And then, all right, then you'll have a deed for the gravel pit, but then the deed for the land will change, and then we'll have this, then we can sell. Gotta have a clear deed before you can
Yeah.
sell it. And because we're shifting properties around, you're gonna have two new deeds.
Yeah, I took a walk in there with the individual interested in it, and we looked, and, I thought the town was already past, or right to their limit of taking, and they're going farther, the highway. I thought they were already at their limit.
It gets permitted when they run out of gravel.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Every time they get close,
I see there,
there
yeah.
should be ribbons and stakes or somewhere up there.
But there is a couple different people interested in, and it's like, you're absolutely right, it's gonna be surveyed, so we know exactly what
The 10 acres is gonna be added to the pit.
pit, the 10 acres for the pit, and then what the people can actually buy. It is a nice chunk of property.
That gate is open tonight again, and there's a tan four-door GMC truck up in there when I came up through tonight.
The gravel pit gate.
I told Roger about it the other day. He went up and addressed it. It's the same truck back up in there. It's a tan GMC four-door.
Bunch of kids.
No, it's older guys. I wish it was just kids. No, it's older.
If there's no questions, if we turn to the third page in your packet, we can need a motion in a second, and then we have a roll call vote. Jim makes the motion to pass resolution 33. Billy seconds it. All right, Councilwoman Durant is absent. Councilman Baker, A or nay?
Hey,
Councilman Brockway, A or nay?
Hey,
Councilman Levani?
A,
Supervisor Witkowski, A. Okay? Motion, okay, resolution, the resolution number 33 is passed to borrow $85,000 for the sewer budget. All right, number 5, I carefully looked at the numbers. I'm gonna need to get through now, okay, in September 17th or 18th, so we can borrow the money. I need a transfer from the water budget to the sewer budget for $8,000. Jim makes the motion. And that's gonna be resolution 34, right, Joe? Okay. Jim makes the motion. Tim seconds it. All those in favor? Aye.
does it need to be put in there as to be paid back part of this loan or no?
Will be an action item, okay?
Okay.
Okay, when the time is to move, when we have the loan and we move the money back, it'll be another resolution. All right, public and board comments. I know Tim came up with a very succinct article about whether you can be a candidate for office, all right? And also do volunteer work for the town. okay? I took a very, okay, ethic viewpoint of that, but all of the statutes, and Tim found it, okay? Says-
As far as I know, I would call it the Board of Electors, but that was just a Google search through their website. And
Yeah.
it points to their site. I couldn't find the exact quote, but it had weeded it out of the actual site, that there isn't a conflict of interest to volunteer while you're also running for office.
Yeah, that article was very succinct and clear, okay? So,
And what did it say, that you can or
you
you?
can,
Yeah.
okay?
I think you'd be able to, you're not in office yet, so why would it hurt that, volunteer?
So I apologize, Mr. Goldman, okay? You can continue, okay, to finish up the library. I assume that's what you're gonna try to reinforce the lower part of those big picture windows?
I already picked up the materials and stuff.
Okay. So just generally speaking, okay, Dan has done a lot of work for the town. First of all, I asked him to attack the library steps, okay, and they're much better shape. And then the bottom part of the picture windows,
You bet.
it's bad, it's rot, they're very rotted out.
Somebody
okay?
get hurt, that glass comes out of there.
Yeah.
It's to that point.
Yeah, and if you need help, because you gotta be careful too, when you're gonna reinforce that bottom, okay, with wood. Also, when our additional work Dan did, okay, and this was just before the 4th, when the old lawn people, okay, were doing a lousy job. He did a lot of work cleaning up the headstones in the cemetery. The South River Road was in bad shape, and he kind of took it just beyond the playground, just before the 4th. So he's done a lot of good work for the town. So he also worked and he painted the inside and the outside of the bathhouse after it was done, and he did some touch-up work with paper towel rack and something. And the part of the beach house, okay, that was destroyed by that truck. So thank you, Dan. Okay.
Right. Could we go into executive session for 5 minutes? I
Sure.
just got a quick question to ask, and not something that we can do in public comment.
Okay, we can do that. Is there any other public and board comments?
Can I get a copy of the budget for 2025 and 2026?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay. It's not right at my fingertips, so you're leaving town, but,
Tomorrow until Sunday, but if you give it to Billy, he'll give it to my brother.
okay, there, okay. All right, so the budget's for 25 and 26.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'll give it to Billy and then he'll give it to your brother.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Any other comments? All right, so the board would like to go into executive session. We need a motion in a second. Billy makes the motion. Jim seconds it. All those in favor?
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
See you, Lori, have a good trip.
Thanks, Bill. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
All right.
That's the lead.
Perfect. I have to or you don't have to?
Just shut the camera off.
Generally speaking. Generally speaking.
You want to?
Oh, yes, we just found that too.
How do you do that?
We'll do it. We'll do it.
All right, let's just go to